Next on Worcester News tonight, two storms are moving across the country and heading our way. A look at how the city and residents are preparing. Plus, Worcester's second medical marijuana shop hosts a grand opening with educational seminars and medical advice. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Olivia Lemon. It's the calm before the storm as we track a pair of systems making their way across the country, the second of which is sharing up to be the first major snowstorm of the season for many of us. Meteorologist Tim Kelly is tracking what you need to know.
Yeah, we have action from coast to coast. A little bit of snow and rain coming at us for late tonight, tomorrow. A lot of bit of snow and ice and wind coming at us on Sunday. So most of the next 2 days, not bad. Leading edge of snow is kind of breaking up here near Pittsburgh. Most of that's going to go due east and just miss us to the south. Low pressure is going to go south of us late tonight. We had much colder air come in during the day today. At least the wind died down significantly. And with a dry evening and fairly light wind, you can cool off. But the clouds are going to come in. The breeze will pick up from the southwest a little bit. So tonight, just as cold this evening as it's going to be tomorrow morning, 20 to 25. There's a little bit of snow. There's a little bit of snow. Here's Worcester. It could just as easily be snowing lightly here as in southern New Hampshire and off to our south. These are really just hit or miss snow flurries or a snow shower, maybe a dusting of snow here or there. 22 degrees, 6 o'clock as the sun comes up. The clouds are going to tend to thin out. There's a little action there. So overall, it looks like a pretty much non-event late tonight and tomorrow. We do get close to 40 tomorrow. And then back into the 20s on Saturday and Sunday. It's a major winter storm. A foot of snow is possible and wind. We'll talk more about it in a few minutes.
All right, thank you, Tim. And with two storms on the way, Worcester's DPW is already out treating the roads. Meanwhile, local hardware stores say they are ready for the first major storm of the season. Our Rosalind Flaherty joins us live now with more. Rosalind?
Olivia, crews are busy de-icing the roads for tomorrow. The commissioner says he plans on putting every piece of equipment he has out on the roads for this weekend's storm. It's been a slow season for hardware stores selling winter supplies.
That business died. Today we saw more this morning than we did the whole month.
Tom PECHINIS says it's all about to change with 2 rounds of snow heading our way. Jerry's hardware store stocked up on supplies and people took advantage of it Thursday.
Buying salt to put in back of my truck to keep the weight, so I don't slide all over the place.
I don't want to be caught without anything to get me out of the house.
Worcester DPW crews pre-treated roads before Friday's snow. They are expecting to work 30-plus hours and use all 300 of their plows later in the weekend.
The outlook is probably not good no matter how we look at it. We could get more snow or less snow and more ice and freezing rain.
DPW Commissioner Paul MOOSEY says his biggest concern is the duration of the weekend storm.
We're looking at like a 20-hour duration, which is a long time, because post-storm we're looking at single-digit temperatures here in Worcester, so we're going to have a real freeze-up.
And while winter businesses will benefit from the snow, others wish it wouldn't come.
I don't want it to come. It came too late. It should stay away.
MOOSEY also wants people to obey the parking ban. You can find out more information on the city's website. Rosalind Flaherty, Worcester News Tonight.
Mass State Police bomb squad responding to reports of a live explosive device in Auburn today. Workers at Casella Recycling Facility found the device and called it in. It was later determined to be a butane lighter. As you can see from the pictures, it does bear a resemblance to a grenade. Auburn's deputy fire chief says workers did the right thing calling 911.
Yes, there was concern from the workers. They did the right thing. They called 911, had us come out and respond. No injuries to any of the workers or any of the civilians in the area.
And the fire department says no one was ever in danger and cleared the scene shortly after. Defense attorneys representing the man who was charged with murdering Vanessa Marcotte have withdrawn from the case. Angelo Colon Ortiz is charged in the 2016 murder of the 27-year-old in Princeton. A judge allowed the defense team's motion Thursday. They cited irreconcilable differences and irreparable harm inflicted on the attorney-client relationship. Colon Ortiz is due back in court February 5th. His new lawyer is expected to be appointed by then. A new plan for sex education in Worcester is set to go before the school committee tonight. The administration will present the Michigan Model for Health. A youth survey conducted at the schools revealed an increase in STDs and teen pregnancy in recent years. Superintendent Maureen Benenda says the program will help reverse those numbers. She says sex ed would be taught in conjunction with other topics learned in health. The government shutdown, now in its 27th day, should not affect tax returns. Accounting Solutions in Worcester says they have received many calls from people who are confused about the shutdown. A tax advisor says W-2 forms do not come from the IRS, they come from your employer, so you will still be able to file taxes. But they say if the shutdown continues, amend returns may not be processed.
The people who we are dealing with for audits, there's nobody to talk to take care of those audits or resolve those audits. There's offers in compromise which are in limbo because there's no one we can talk to who is going to take care of it.
And the official start of the tax filing season is January 28th. It's not a doctor's office, but with a license, you can receive the medicine you may need. The Botanist is Worcester's second medical marijuana shop and held a grand opening Thursday to showcase what they have. Our Brittany Schaefer joins us now with more. Brittany?
Olivia, the Botanist is located on Pullman Street. The company is opening shops across central Massachusetts with additional locations in Shrewsbury and Leominster. Designed to look like a garden at first glance, the Botanist is a medical marijuana shop. The facility on Pullman Street is Worcester's second to open to patients. Dispensary manager Tyler Koss says it's been busy.
There's been quite a few people coming in, average 35 to 45 people a day.
Parent company Acreage Holdings is opening shops across central Massachusetts with additional locations in Leominster and Shrewsbury. Operations manager MAURA O'Brien says their recreational license is in the works, but for now they aren't worried about competition.
Something that Cultivate doesn't carry, we might carry, and something we don't carry, they might have. So them being open for recreational sale hasn't really put stress on us at all. If anything, I'm a really firm believer in all the dispensaries kind of working together.
Koss says while there isn't any immediate pressure for them to open the recreational side, they are learning from the dispensaries who did it first.
We can see, other dispensaries and their trial and errors, and we kind of can, make check boxes to see, what we can prepare ourselves for.
The Botanist's goal is to educate patients with one-on-one consultations. O'Brien says they plan to keep this practice when they are approved for recreational sales.
We take that time, we'll sit down with you, we'll go over your symptoms, go over your conditions. In the recreational market, you don't really find that. So it's a service that a lot of people don't offer, and once adult use comes on board, it's going to become even less.
O'Brien says they haven't sent in their application for recreational use yet, but say the Botanist should be open for adult use in early spring. Brittany Schaefer, Worcester News Tonight.
The battle between the town of Charlton and marijuana cultivator Valley Green Grow continues. Wednesday, the state attorney general's office shot down a bylaw which required selectmen to receive town meeting approval for community host agreements. The bylaw was part of a community petition created by those who oppose Valley Green Grow's attempt to build a near 1 million square foot facility at Charlton Orchards. This comes just a week after the planning board denied the site plan approval on Old Worcester Road. Valley Green Grow says they were looking to appeal the planning board's decision and are still looking to start business at the Charlton location. The deadline for health insurance enrollment is just around the corner. The Massachusetts Health Connector is reminding people to sign up if they don't have health insurance and keep it if they do. They held a hot dog happy hour at George's Coney Island in Worcester for their day of coverage, giving people free hot dogs and information. The agency says 97% of people in the state have health insurance. Their goal is to get it to 100.
For people who don't get health insurance from their work, the health connector is an option for them. It's also the only place where they can get help paying for their health insurance. For people who are on lower income levels, our Connector Care program provides low premiums and low copays and no deductibles.
Like so? And open enrollment ends on January 23rd. Rectrix Aviation is set to merge with a Denver aviation firm. The charter jet service operates out of Worcester Regional Airport. Ross Aviation is currently awaiting approval to acquire the company. Rectrix also has operations in Bedford, Westfield, Hyannis, and Florida. A Grafton student is showing off his many talents. The senior in high school recently made a guitar in woodshop class, but he says he's more interested in making the instrument than actually playing it. Our Chandler Walsh joins us now with this story. Chandler?
Olivia, 17-year-old Krish's first project in his woodshop manufacturing class was a cutting board, taking on the electric guitar months later. When he first started, he says he didn't know if he could do it, but then it all came together.
Krish Kendlagunta strums the electric guitar he made himself. The Grafton High senior finished the guitar modeled after a Stratocaster. It took several months of work in his woodshop class.
This was definitely the hardest project I've ever done. It was the longest project.
When it comes to classes, Krish likes math and science. Engineering technology teacher Fran Graves says it's what helped him make the guitar in his first semester of woodshop.
Krish was capable of taking the engineering behind that and see how it ergonomically fit with a person.
Krish used a computer program and machine to help make the body and neck of the guitar out of black walnut and maple.
It starts out as a giant block of wood, put it on the CNC machine, and it does the same process and cuts it out.
Then he added finishing design touches like stripes and his own logo before installing the metal pieces and wires.
It was pretty rewarding, doing something that most people probably would have given up on.
Once the instrument was finished, Krish took it down the hall to use in music class. He's just started learning, but the guitar works for all levels. Graves says his manufacturing class started making guitars 15 years ago, but Krish's is the most advanced. He says the project brings many disciplines together, a rewarding thing for teachers and students.
All of a sudden we had lots of kids from the music department coming this direction because they could see the benefits of this and vice versa.
It was pretty exciting just seeing the entire project come together.
Krish is graduating from Grafton High this year and plans to study mechanical engineering in college. He says he hopes to keep woodshop and guitar as hobbies. Chandler Walsh, Worcester News Tonight.